thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy your stay. If you are a subscriber or you're returning to my channel, thank you for coming back. Today we're going to be talking about misconceptions about Goths. So, have you ever been called a demon or a witch? Or have you been accused of being depressed? Have you been told to smile? Has anything like that ever happened to you? I put that on my Facebook and on my YouTube the other day about how I was going to be discussing this on a live broadcast, and I've had a few comments of people with their experiences, so I will be reading them out, and if you want to join in and tell me about your experiences as well, that's fine. But here we go. Here's my trusty notebook. I'm going to be condensing this down as well into a video on the main video part of my channel if anybody wants to have a look. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. I do 3 live broadcasts every week, and I do at least one long form video every week, and I do shorts and I do posts. You can also follow me on Instagram. It's Oh My Goth Jenny. And you can follow me on Facebook because I have a group called Oh My Goth. So hi Monochrome, hi Vision, oh my god, I can't even say that word, and hi Farm Stew. Right, so I have got my trusty notebook with me where I've written what other people have said about how Goths are what's the word? Misconstrued, yeah. And here it is. So, have you ever been called a witch or a demon, or have you been accused of being depressed when actually you're really happy about something just because of the way you're dressed? So, I'll leave my glasses on. So, misconceptions. Goths are all depressed, told to smile. Because we wear black, we're depressed all the time. Has anybody had that at all? Goth is about the music and the aesthetics. It's never been linked to mental health. So obviously there are some Goths who have mental health issues, but that is not because they're Goth. There are people who are non-Goth who have mental health issues as well. Being Goth is not the reason why you have a mental health issue. That is separate to being Goth. We're all ill because we use pale makeup and have dark eyes. So once I went into a butcher's shop and he told me I should eat more meat because I looked like I was ill, and obviously I'm not eating enough blood. So at the time as well I was a vegetarian, so he might have been a bit right, but he thought it's because I had a pale face and I was dressed in black with black eyeliner, I was ill and I should eat more meat. I think it's a lifestyle choice. Yes, it is. Yep. Yeah. There's no way in God's earth I could ever walk into a shop and buy something pink or white or any other colour than it's like black. The only colours I wear are black, red, purple, maybe dark green. That's about it. And it's not because it's because if I wear any other colour than that, it actually makes me feel sick, like I've lost my whole identity. I can't go around wearing ordinary clothes. I have to wear this, otherwise I just don't feel like myself. Would you like to play chess with me? No, thanks. No, I hate playing chess. Right, so the other thing, Goths are all Satanists or have an obsession with the occult. This is a misconception, obviously. Some Goths explore some Goths explore mystical themes, but then again, so do some non-Goths. Bands like Bauhaus and The Cure shaped the scene, not religion. So there are obviously Goths that are religious, and there's also Goths that are not religious. It's nothing to do with religion at all. Nothing to do with Satanism, devil worship, or demonizing anything. Absolutely nothing to do with that at all. Goth is just about wearing black. Well, that's another misconception. Many Goths wear other colours or add colours to the black. There are so many subcultures of Goth which wear colours. So there are loads of Goth subcultures. Whimsy Goth, Trad Goth, Bohemian Goth, Carousel Goth, Carnival Goth, Gym Goth. There's absolutely loads and loads of different types of, it's not just very linear black. Hello, what is the concept of the broadcast? I'm telling people that the misconceptions of being Goth, so what people think we're all about and what we actually are all about. Hi Sarah. Good job actually educating people. Love to see this. Thank you very much. Hi, dreaming of the Northern Lights, purple Goth. I love purple Goth outfits. They're really, really nice. Hi, Jenny. Farming farm. My wife was a Goth when at high school. All right. So what sort of music did she like? So another misconception is Goths are all the same. Well, that's not true. There's a wide range of personalities and backgrounds. The Damned. All right, I like them. So did your wife ever get misunderstood in any way? Has anybody got any comments to make so far about the points that I've made? Or any experiences they've had? I was walking to the Whinging Witches Wednesday last week, and a bloke come up to me and said, "Oh, smile, it might not happen," because I was wearing a black coat and everything. And I just went, "Ha ha ha, you're funny." Yes, at the time. All right. Okay. Right, so I have another. People are so rude. Yes, they are. Yeah. I mean, in a way, we dress like this to get a reaction. So when we get one, we shouldn't really moan. I mean, we can't dress like this and not expect people to have an opinion or comment on it. But that is completely different to really expecting us all to be witches or demons or Satanists. The Goths were always nice to me in school. I never fit in anywhere. Oh, right. Sky, I'm going to sneeze. I think because the weather is improved. A load of people are mowing their lawns today, and that's caused me to have, I only get hay fever if the pollen count is really, really high, and I think that has happened today. So another misconception is the teenage phase. Definitely not so. Goths are any age, 55 I am, any race and any gender. So people tell me that I'm too old to be goth, and I've just said, like, if I can't wear ordinary, what they call ordinary clothing. I just feel like I've lost my whole identity if I go out in anything but my clothing. If I went out in jeans and a t-shirt, it would make me feel so weird, so actually quite ill if I did. I've got really bad hay fever. All right. Jonathan Ross's wife is a goth. Yes, she is. Yes, that's right. Yeah. It functions as a long-term cultural identity rather than a passing trend. So how long do you think goth has been going for? See, people always go on about, there's loads of TV programs about the history of punk. I've noticed lots and lots of TV programs about punk. But punk really only lasted for about 2 years, and then it stopped. But goth came out of punk. It was post-punk, which is originally it was called dark wave or post-punk, not goth. And it has been going since roughly 1981, or at least before that, maybe. So there should be lots more TV programs about goths. That's what I think. Hi Gary, don't judge a book by its cover. Oh yes, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, definitely don't judge a book by its cover. So another comment I've got, goth isn't about negativity, it's about the aesthetic, the music and the expression. What do you think of that? No one answering me? Oh. I think Whitby is making goth cool and more interesting. Ah, yeah, because they've really taken on the goth thing, haven't they? Like that's their thing, isn't it? I think every town has got a thing that they're famous for, and theirs is famous for Dracula. So they've really taken on this whole goth thing. So even if you go there when it's not the goth weekend, there are still goths about. There are about 4 goth shops in Whitby. You can go and see the Dracula experience. You can go and visit the Abbey. And that is all still there when there's no goth weekend. My parents went there in about July last year, and they saw goths when it wasn't the goth weekend. So another comment I received was, it's an artist's impression about the darker side of life. What do you think of that one? So if you can comment on everything that I say, if you've got anything to say, that would be good. Steampunk came from Will Smith film, I think. Did it? I'm coming on to steampunks in a moment. So that is interesting. I didn't know that. So what film did it come from? Black Friday is making a documentary called The Graveyard Scene about golf cult. Oh yes, she is. That's going to be really great when she brings that out. I can't wait to see that. Hi Robert. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. You've missed quite a bit, Robert. But I'm going to be making it into a long form video. Once I've done this, I'm going to be editing out all these chatty bits and just clipping the bits that are the most interesting and then making a video out of it. My mum and sister visited today, but I'm free now. Ah, thank you for coming. The Wild West. Oh, right, I didn't know that. I sing. Oh, right. I didn't know that one. I'll have to look it up. I'm just going to go and get my other phone and I'm going to look it up. I'll be back in 1 minute. Well, not even 1 minute. 30 seconds. Right, I'm switching my phone 2 on because I want to Google things. My sister is trying to help me set up a website for my art. Oh, right. That would be good. So when you get your website up and running, you send me the link and I'll share it for you. Is hubby a goth, Jenny? No, not really. He likes all like the 80s synthy stuff. So Gary Newman, Kraftwerk, Yazoo, Human League. Who else? Erasure and things like that. All the like the 80s synth music. But he's coming with me to the goth weekend. He does like he wears a lot of black, but I wouldn't say that he was a goth, no. Oh, Gary Newman is pretty cool. Apparently he's going deaf and he's cancelled a gig. Today he's cancelled a gig somewhere in America because he can't hear anymore. So that doesn't sound good, does it? I'm going to Google this Wild West. Wild West film. Will Smith. Right. It's going to be more of an art portfolio website, but I'm still working on selling it online. I love early Erasure and Depeche Mode. Oh, right. I'm not into all that synthy stuff, especially not Depeche Mode. Ugh. Wild West is more of a steampunk film. Right. Images. That was what Farm Fun in France was saying earlier about how steampunk came from the film Wild West. So let's have a look at the pictures. Oh yeah, I can see what you mean. Yeah. Oh yes. So when was this released? 1999. Do you think steampunks were around before 1999? So for you that all of you that have missed what I said at the beginning of the broadcast, I'm going to be making this, editing this video and making it into shorter clips so that I can make a video in the actual video part of my channel rather than just in the live broadcasts. So you'll be able to see everything I said at the beginning. It's a fun film but didn't win any awards. Never saw any. I think that the literature that steampunk came out of is definitely older, but the fashion probably came out of the 80s and 90s. Ah. Right. Where was I up to? All Goths want to be vampires and all Goths are witches. So what do you think of that? Do you know any Goths that want to be vampires or think they're witches? Now, I know I used to do a podcast every Wednesday called Whinging Witches Wednesday, but that was more about Sean and Paula, who say that they are witches. doing their talk and me just chipping in. Steampunk is a literature genre and is definitely the 80s. Right. So I've got another thing here. Goths are all wealthy. This is another misconception. Goth is about DIY, thrifting and repurposing clothing. Long before Killstar and Demonia, etc. Start that again because I'm going to be editing it later. Long before Killstar came along, etc. We were customizing and dyeing our own clothing. So we were buying something in a different colour, dyeing it black, adding skulls, ribbons, bats, etc. to it. Studs as well I used to add. And I used to have, I used to buy those black canvas bags from the Army and Navy store, and I used to customise it. When I was a teenager, I used to want to be a vampire. Oh, wait a minute. Steampunk bands are more like cabaret. I don't think I've ever heard a steampunk band, ever. Nosferatu want to be a vampire. I like customising things. Yes, I do as well. The band I'm seeing on Sunday, Creeper, they definitely want to be vampires. So maybe there are some goths that think themselves to be vampires or want to be vampires, but it's not exclusive, is it? We're not all vampires, we're not all witches, we're not all devil worshippers. A lot of goths are not wealthy and need to buy some from charity shops. Well, including me. Yeah, I get all of my clothing from charity shops, including my daughter bought me this for Mother's Day, but this dress was from a charity shop, £3. I think DIY is good for the environment and makes you quite unique. I wanted to be Batman. Right, okay. Right, so this is what I put about steampunks. Goth and steampunk are not the same. They are two different, distinct subcultures with very different aspirations. Goth is rooted in the past punk. Goth is rooted in post-punk music and was originally called dark wave. Steampunk rooted in science fiction mixed with Victoriana. So what do you think of that? I have a DIY jacket. It's a rite of passage, right? I remember going to some shops in the early 2000s where actually sold things you could put onto jackets with spikes and studs. Oh, that would be good. Gotham City. Yep. So in the last couple of days, I've actually ordered a lot of rhinestone iron-on stuff and iron-on bats and some different things like that for Whitby. I'm going to be customizing some of my own clothing rather than buying something off the shelf. So anyway, there'll be videos about that when it's on. I've got these bats here on this table, which I use for customizing things as well, but they're made out of paper. You can't really put them in the wash. Goth shops in the early 2000s had lots of DIY things. Yeah, and I can't find in this town now, I can't find black fabric dye. Because I used to buy something in the shape that I liked and then dye it black or purple or red. I can't find fabric dye in my local shops anymore. I have to buy it online now, which seems a bit silly. So here's, oh, hi Ham. Oh, I see a flower in night, but now bright weather and sun. Okay, we have sunny weather here today. This is like today and yesterday has been a first for here. It's been absolutely freezing, especially in this part of the town because I live right by the beach. As soon as you go out of the door, the wind cuts you in half. But it's been a really nice day today, and we actually went out on the bikes. I didn't need a scarf and gloves and things like that on. And tomorrow we're going to go out on the bikes again. H.G. Wells and Jules Verne. Yes, yeah, very much steampunk. Very sunny here today, sunny here as well. Ah, yes. So what are you going to do with your sunny weather? Are you going to be going anywhere nice or doing any... are you going to be sitting in... I'm not sure if it's quite warm enough yet for sitting in the garden. I feel the cold a lot though. I think since I lost all that weight, I seem to feel the cold more than I used to. Because I thought that because when I was fat, I thought I had more surface area, so I would feel the cold. But now I feel the cold more now that I'm thinner than what I did when I was fat. Definitely warm enough for sitting in the garden here. Oh right, well that's nice. Now in Holland, sunny here. Oh, you didn't half get about, didn't you? Went on Allrig the other day. Now you're in Holland. Which part of Holland are you in? Right, so if you're visiting my channel now and you haven't been before, please subscribe. I'm going to be doing 3 live broadcasts every week. Makeup Monday, discussion Wednesday, which is this one, and then just coffee break Friday, where anyone can come and have a chat and say hello. And I do at least one long form video every week, and it usually goes out on a Friday at 6 o'clock. And then I do shorts and posts as well, and you can find me on Instagram, it's Oh My Goth Jenny, and you can find my Facebook group as well, which is Oh My Goth. Oh, Schiphol, where the airport is, yeah. I'm now off for 3 weeks. I just posted a video of my flight back. Oh, I'll have a look when I've finished here. Lots of people on the beach in Brighton. Is that a stony beach or a sandy beach? I've just done a load of research, which is here in my trusty notebook, about the folklore of beaches, believe it or not. Because if it's a nice day again tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about all this folklore about shells and stones and things on the beach. Ever so exciting that is, isn't it? And I've also written out the history of Papefield Church and all the hauntings and things that go on there. And there's the oldest pub in this town, the Trowel and Hammer, was originally an ale house. So I'm going to be talking about that as well. So that will be coming up in my channel. On Friday, I've got me doing a makeup tutorial to make myself look like Black Friday. So if you don't know who Black Friday is and you're a goth, well, where have you been? But I'm going to be doing, well, I did it several weeks ago. I did a makeup tutorial in the style of Black Friday. So that's coming up at 6 o'clock in my channel. Lowestoft has lovely beaches. I miss fishing off them. Ah, so good. Well, my dad did a lot of beach fishing. Wonder if you know him. June is the peak sunny month in Brighton. Oh yes, probably here as well. Yeah, yeah. I've been really looking forward to the weather getting better so I can get out and about and make videos. Really difficult making videos just sitting here and not going out. Not Wednesday from the Addams Family. No, no, I'm too old to be Wednesday from the Addams Family. More like Morticia now. Anyway, let's carry on with my comments. I put a post on my Facebook and on my YouTube and on my Instagram about a week ago saying I'm going to be making this video about the misconceptions of Goth, and I asked people to give me their experiences or their comments, and these are what they all said. So if you've missed some of them, don't worry, I'll be making a video of this video, if you know what I mean. So the next misconception is the one I really don't understand, because how anybody can live without this, I don't know. But apparently not all Goths like The Cure. Now, is this a thing? I mean, how I don't know how anybody can get through life without liking The Cure. But do you know any Goths that don't like The Cure? Because I've never met one. Is that a thing? I'm actually quite astounded there. How would I get through life without Robert? Hey? Oh my God. So what do you think? Somebody actually said that on my Goth Facebook page. Liking The Cure is mandatory. It sure is. No, obviously not. I'm obviously not. I think my friend Sarah, who might be watching now. Hi Sarah, if you are. I'm not sure if she likes The Cure. And she is a Goth. I'm sure there are Goths out there in the world that don't like The Cure. We're not all the same. So, yeah, maybe. Hi Pollywog. Liking The Cure is mandatory. So, farm fun in France. Was young Robert a Goth? Well, Robert Smith has never considered himself to be Goth, ever. He's more like dark punk, I would say. But I think Goths like him because he dares to be different, and he doesn't really care about what anyone thinks. He's just unique. He's his own thing. He dresses how he likes, he looks how he likes, and he doesn't care whether you like it or not. And that is basically the premise of Goth, really. You dress how you like, wear what you like, look how you like, but don't care what anyone thinks. And that is basically what Robert Smith does, which is why Goths admire him, I think. Being a poser is mandatory too. If you hate them, you must admit we're all posers. Well, this is another future live broadcast that I'm going to be doing, probably next week, but I might not, about when you go to Whitby or any other Goth event where there's photographers. If you dress Goth on a normal day and then you want to dress more Goth at Whitby so that you can have your photo taken, that makes you then not Goth. So I'm going to be doing a broadcast probably next week, because I've got to do it before I go to Whitby, all about that. We're seeing loads of comments here. Robert Smith helped create the genre, but he himself was inspired by others of the time, and his music has multiple sounds. He was inspired by Jimi Hendrix, David Bowie, and there's another thing he was inspired by. Can't remember now, but something else. He was also inspired by lots of horror films and things, like weird films that he watched. It was the 17 Seconds album that made people think he was Goth. I think it's more the Pornography album, Disintegration as well, right? Loving the music makes you Goth. So yes, you can actually love the music and be a Goth and not dress in the Goth way, or vice versa. I mean, this is a controversial thing. If you dress Goth but you're not keen on the music, that still makes you Goth. Loved Billy Idol and had a flat top in the 80s. Ah, right. So there's a documentary we watched about Billy Idol the other day, and it's called I Should Be Dead. Have you seen that? So Robert says Bauhaus denied it too. Really? Oh, something flying in front of my face now. So really, Bauhaus denied being Goths when Bela Lugosi's Dead is considered to be the first ever Goth song. If someone puts Burn On by The Cure and says it's terrible, they should be arrested. Yes, yeah. But I'll tell you what, you're probably going to arrest me now because I can't stand From the Edge of the Deep Green Sea. I just think that is such a monotonous, drony, boring song. And when they play it live, I go, oh no, not this one again. You know, so boring. I love Burn. So do I. Yeah. Marilyn Manson is quite creepy. Yes, he is, but he is right. To a non-goth, Marilyn Manson is considered to be goth, but to goths, he's not. He's more like new metal. People who dress goth but don't listen to the music are posers. That's why it's hard to tell when we go to Whitby. Okay. All goths are required to say they're not goth but individuals. Well, I'm proud to say that I'm goth, so people think goth is a TikTok trend. Well, there are loads of people dressing goth on TikTok who've probably never listened to the music in their lives. They're just doing it to get followers, and there are a lot of YouTubers like that as well that I've come across. Quite a few YouTubers out there who don't listen to the music, they just dress up like that to get followers. We only use the word goth when around others, so of our type or people who aren't, so it's basically always. Marilyn Manson has almost a shock rocker like Alice Cooper, not as good though. They like our makeup, can't blame them. So I'll go back to my next comment now. But you keep commenting, we are fine. So this is one that somebody else said on my Facebook, because I put the post on my Facebook group, Oh My Goth. We are all sex mad and sexually available and adventurous. So what do you think about that? I suppose, like, when I go to Whitby, I wear fishnet tights, and if I wear them in Lowestoft, where I live, I get a lot of weird comments of people about my tights. Alice Cooper did actually help make the goth style. He's pretty cool. Ah, right, yeah, so maybe. Yeah, I think Alice Cooper is probably allowed in our circle. Yeah, because he dresses in black and has the black eyeliner and stuff, doesn't he? I used to know this one person years ago who claimed to be goth, but for next week they changed their style entirely. If that's what happens if you don't care about the music or the subculture. Okay, I don't think I could change my style at all, and even if I can't, I mean, I've been self-employed for years and years and years, but the times that I have been employed, I've had to wear what I want. If I have to wear, I'm fine if I've got a uniform that I have to wear, but if I have to wear my own clothes and they're not in this aesthetic, I feel horrible. It's just horrible. I just can't settle in. Him and Iggy Pop did their thing in the 60s. Right, I don't really know much about Iggy Pop. Alice Cooper collects snakes. Oh, right. How many has he got? I'm going to Google that for you. Alice Cooper snake collection. If my phone wasn't playing up, I would. Alice Cooper snake collection. Hi Craig, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Screaming Jay Hawkins is also quite dramatic, but people tend not to talk about him, not in the UK. Okay, never heard of him. Iggy Pop was an early adopter of the punk fashion and lead singer of the Iguanas. Definitely a Gothic grandparent. So we're talking, you've missed a bit, Craig, but we're talking about the misconceptions of Goths. So have you ever been called a demon or a witch or a demonizer or a Satanist? Have you ever been told to cheer up, or have you been told that you look like you're ill? That kind of thing. Have you ever been told any of these things? So I've been talking about that for about 40 minutes so far. So yeah, emo. Yep. Alice Cooper was very inspired by Hammer horror films and theatre. So I'm going to read you some incidents about Alice Cooper's snakes, just for fun. His snake, Yvonne, funny name for a snake, once escaped and turned up in the country singer Charlie Pride's hotel bathroom. Another snake, Julia Squeezer, died after being bitten by a rat, a tragedy that prompted the search for a new, milder-mannered snake. Alice Cooper has continued to use snakes throughout his career, often featuring them in photo shoots for albums and live performances. There you go. And there's loads of pictures, if you go on the images, of Alice Cooper holding snakes. Can you see that? So there you go. People used to think we were depressed, but that might just be because some people, maybe the fact we wear black makes people think that. Well, that's one of the things I was saying earlier about how we're all wearing black. We've got white faces. And the other day I was walking to somewhere and the bloke come up to me and said, cheer up, or smile, or something like that. And I just went, ha ha ha, and laughed at him. Yvonne Cooper. Yeah, that was his snake. Why do you think he called it his snake Yvonne? Right. So one of the people on my Facebook group was also asked if they want to make out in a graveyard. So have you ever been asked that? Alice Cooper is a passionate golfer. Right, I didn't know that either. So much more to Alice Cooper than I ever thought. Yeah. So what do you think it is about Goths that makes them really like graveyards? So I like all of the symbolism on graves and things. What do you think it is about us that makes us like all this dark, macabre stuff? He legally changed his name to Alice Cooper. It used to be Vincent Fernie. I've made out in Lound Graveyard. Ooh. I didn't even know they had a graveyard. Oh yes, next to where the school used to be. Yeah. I used to go to Lothingland Middle School. Yeah. Graveyards are nice and quiet. Yes, they are. Yeah. You also get a lot of different wildlife in a graveyard to what you get outside. There's loads of crows. Why do they congregate around graveyards? Maybe I need to Google that. Shall we Google why are there always loads of crows in graveyards? Why do crows like cemeteries, right? Alice Cooper is sober, right? So he doesn't drink, yeah? Crows are attracted to graveyards primarily because they provide a safe, quiet and undisturbed environment with abundant food sources. Cemeteries offer tall trees for communal roosting, large open grassy areas for scavenging bugs and worms, and a lack of predators or human disturbance. You know, a large group of crows is called a murder. Did you know that one? I love Hammer horror films. Which is your favourite Hammer horror film? If I had to guess, Goths are into graveyards and death because most people feel uncomfortable being surrounded by death. However, I think Goths find the beauty in death as it's a natural process. Love watching Serenity Sue exploring graveyards and looking for bones through doors, etc. Plus, it's much more quiet and peaceful in a graveyard. So, hi, user OV, whatever. Thank you for watching. You are new to my channel, so please subscribe if you can. People used to believe that crows were linked between the land of the living and the land of the dead. Same with ravens, you also get a lot of them in car parks. Ah, yeah. So if you go up the end of the Lowestoft Sea Wall, it's the car park there, and there is absolutely loads and loads of crows all up there. So somebody else said to me that she's been accused of sacrificing animals and being a Satan. So have you ever been accused of that one? Car Park Row. Yep. Groups of ravens is called a sadness, last time I checked. Right. Let me look that one up. What is a group? of ravens called? It's called an unkindness. There we go. Yep. A group of ravens is called an unkindness or a conspiracy. These poetic traditional terms stem from the folklore and the bird's intelligent yet mysterious behaviour. Other less common terms include a treachery or a rave of ravens, though in modern birding they are often simply called a flock. There we go. An unkindness, they're called. There's lots of old crypts and mausoleums in France. I'm going to do a video exploring my local one. That would be good. I love goth fashion and culture, but how do you guys deal with the daily harassment and unwanted comments? You guys are very strong. Well, anyone got any comments on that one for this person? Probably one of them was one of them with Christopher Lee, but would have to say the Vampire Lovers is up there as well. Oh, right. Twins of Evil. Okay. I've had people accusing me of being a Satanist, which is weird because I don't think they understand what that means. So how do we cope with the constant comments and people staring at us all the time? Does anybody want to comment on that one for that person there who's interested? I'll just look at them and say, well, there's nothing unique about you. I don't like the way you're dressed. I don't like your personality because you're having a go at me. So why am I jealous of you? Why would I be jealous of you? Why would I want to be like you? So yes, most people don't understand. Yep. I don't get comments as much as I used to. No, I don't get it as much as I used to. Definitely not. I mean, some people can take it too far. I mean, today I was in the town centre and there was a goth girl going around in literally a pair of pants and a bra. Now, to me that is, and she had loads of tattoos. She was obviously just showing off her tattoos because she had literally a pair of pants and a bra on. And I just thought, that is silly. You are silly. You are making yourself look like you are available for sex all the time, which I don't know whether you'd want to make people think that. And you just making yourself look cheap, really, for going around in a bra and pants. Now, I know you do it on the beach, but this girl was walking around the shops in a bra and pants. An unkindness, that's it. Yep. Dracula has risen from the grave. So another comment I had on my Facebook group was, people presume that we only dress up goth to festivals. So what do you think about that? So for me, I dress up goth every day. Wait a minute. Hi, Richard. I dress up goth every single day, but I have varying levels. So this is my normal day stuff. I've got this gothy necklace on. I've got a black flowery dress. and I'm wearing very dark eyeshadow and dark eyeliner. There's another ramp, like if I was going out to somewhere like London or Norwich for the day, I might ramp it up a little bit more black eyeliner, more black eyeshadow, and not flowers, just a gothy dress. And then there's high level goth, where if I was going to a gig, or I was going to Whitby, or I was going to other goth event, a Cure gig or something, then I've got level 3 goth, which is really gothy. So, you know, I have 3 different levels, if you know what I mean. I dress up goth most of the time, but I would say if I went to a festival, I would make an effort to look more cool. That's exactly that. So we don't just dress goth for festivals, we dress more goth for the festivals. Whitby is a special occasion. Yep. You always look lovely, goth Jenny. Oh, thank you. Thanks very much. Going to goth gigs, I've made more of an effort. I also have different levels. Yes. I mean, I'm wearing very dark brown eyeliner and brown eyeshadow today, which is level 1 goth, because I've been out shopping and stuff today. Level 2 is the black eyeliner and the black eyeshadow, and then level 3 up even more. Black lipstick. I don't do the black lipstick on a normal day. So if you like that kind of discussion, next week, next Wednesday, I'm going to be doing a discussion about dressing goth for Whitby and have even a picture taken. Why do some people not think that is goth, not wanting to show off and have your picture taken? So I'm going to really start up, open a can of worms with that one, because I don't know if you know that I am running the photo call at 3 mornings of the April Whitby Gothic Gathering. I'm the person running it, and already I've had loads and loads of nasty comments from people telling me I'm not goth because I want my photo taken. So I know I'm going to open a load of can of worms. It's going to be really contentious, really bitchy comments, but let's get it out there. Yeah. Do you wear powder and white foundation? Yes, I do. Yeah, I have white foundation in this makeup bag right as we speak. So there is my white foundation. And a normal day I'll just very, very pale. It's nearly white already. And then on a goth day I wear my white foundation. And I'm looking for some white powder because mine's run out. Usually I wear that as well, but it's run out, so I'm looking for some more. So I'm going to be putting, after this one, I'm going to be putting a post on my YouTube and my Instagram and my Facebook asking for opinions and comments on dressing up more goth to have your photo taken at events. So another thing I noticed as well, which I made a note about, you get good ideas seeing others at Whitby. Yeah, I look at all the old photos of what people wore and then think, well, how can I customise that for me? I have Manic Panic white foundation and powder. I use sun cream as a base. Well, I'll maybe look at Manic Panic white powder. I have the foundation. I've got foundation, which is good. I just need some white powder. So probably after sometime today, actually as well, sometime today or tomorrow, I'm going to be dyeing this, because there are some bits of black still left in it, but it's going brown. So I'm going to be dyeing my hair black either tonight or tomorrow. So this is another comment. This is something that I have noticed as well, which I wanted to comment on. And hi Marina. I've noticed that in children's films, the baddie is always the goth. Have you noticed that? So I've made a note here of the evil queen in Snow White, Maleficent in Sleeping Beauty, Jafar in Aladdin, Ursula in Little Mermaid, and Cruella de Vil in 101 Dalmatians. They're always dressed in black with the goth aesthetic. So already we are made out, even to children, as being the baddies. So what do you think of that? There's a Prince of Whitby. He wears a crown and a helmet like the Lord of the Rings. Oh, right. I've seen the guy who goes around dressed as Dracula. He's there all the time, not just the Goth weekend. What have you been up to today, Marina? Jafar wore some eyeliner. Yep, he did. Yep. So already, as soon as children start watching Disney or any other film with a baddie in it, they're already conditioned to think that Goths are the baddies already. Just knitting. Ah. Okay. Crazy guy in Nottingham wears a gold plastic crown and rants. Oh dear. Have you got someone in the town who stands around shouting? We used to have a regular homeless person in Lowestoft, and he was very well known. He had his own nickname. I'm not going to say who it is, just in case. But he's been moved to Ipswich now, so they've got him. Goth kids in films are often shown as depressed and can be made normies. Oh, I've noticed that as well, now you say it, yeah. The Goth children in children's TV programs and films are always the ones that are depressed, or the ones that are locked in their room and doing things on their own all the time. Norman. No, it's not Norman. No. Marina will know who I mean about the homeless person. Yeah, have you noticed no bikes have been nicked since he went? The Breakfast Club was a character who goes from alternative to normie. Yes, yep. And Pretty in Pink as well. There's a goth in that, and she turns into somebody who wears pink all the time. All right, you know who I mean. Yep. Always at the... Oh, Norman was at the... Yeah, Norman at the railway station. He's gone now, as far as I know. He was there in the 80s. And there used to be a bloke on the guitar we used to call Wah Wah. I don't know what his name was. You know, the homeless person I'm talking about was... Yes, 50p Carl, yeah. So he's been moved to Ipswich. He's living there now. So that's good. Last thing we want is him keep coming up to people in the town. I remember him playing by the Britain Centre. Yes, the Wah Wah bloke. Yeah. That was probably before your time, Marina. There used to be a busker in the town centre, and his guitar used to make a sound that went wah wah wah, and that was literally all you could hear all the way through the town. There was no tune in it at all, and everybody used to call him Mr. Wah Wah. People are obsessed with fitting into society. Yes, they are, yeah. Everybody's conditioned to do the same thing and go down the same path. As soon as you veer off it, even the government don't like self-employed people. They want me to conform. They want me to get a job, be under their thumb, so that they can look into my earnings, look into my bank, and keep track of what I'm doing. He was utterly rubbish, yeah. In the 80s, we're quite conservative in America, so you would often have a lot of characters who were alternatives, and they were seen as outsiders and had to be made into law-abiding citizens. Right? So do you think we get... Well, I can say this has happened to me, that I've been in a shop and I've been looking at stuff for quite a, if I'm looking for something and I'm looking at everything really slowly, I get followed around the shop. Like, people think I'm gonna shoplift, which is, I've never ever shoplifted ever in my life, or stolen anything ever, but sometimes I will get someone follow me around the shop because they think I'm going to shoplift. But obviously they're missing while they're looking at me, just looking at stuff and comparing prices about things and stuff, they're missing the real shoplifter. Have you ever had shoplifter in your shop, Marina? We used to get them. I used to be the manager of a charity shop, and we used to even get shoplifters in the charity shop. Stuff would go missing. Once we had a really old, like, Victorian book donated, and I looked it up on eBay, and it was for about £15. It was going on eBay. So I thought, well, no one's going to buy it for the same as it is on eBay. So I think I put something like £11 price ticket on it, and then put it out at the shop. Next thing you know, I'm going, where's that book gone? And it had been nicked. People think punks were criminals, yeah, because there was the stereotype of punks, the famous ones like Sid Vicious, Johnny Rotten, and then all of them lot were all on drugs, unfortunately. So they thought that all punks were on drugs and they all needed money for drugs. Oh, that was going fast. Oh, he's still not feeling well, Susanna. Thank you for watching. So I've been talking about... Don't let them steal Diane. Oh, yeah. I've never shoplifted in my life. Neither have I. Yes, I do. And people trying to give me fake money or discontinued money. Oh, right. Okay. So I suppose you've got to be on top of that. Have you got one of them special pens or something? We had a special pen in that charity shop, whereas if you went on it, there was a way of telling. So, Susanna, we've been talking about you can say your, like, experiences now, though, if you like. We've been talking about the misconceptions of Goths. So I've read out a load of comments that I got on my Facebook and my Instagram and on my YouTube about what people think Goths are: all devil worshippers, witches, we're all depressed, etc, etc. So I read out a load of those comments, and that was, we've been going an hour now. So, but I am going to be saving it onto my phone and then editing it into a video which can be watchable back on my channel, cutting out all of this chat in between and just putting the main points onto a video. I've got a torch for money. Ah, right, that's interesting. So does it show up UV or something? People think if you like rock music, you're on drugs, right? And that's another thing. I have never taken a drug ever in my whole life. People assume because I'm a goth, I've took drugs and I smoke weed. I've never done that. The only drugs I've ever taken have been prescribed by a doctor. And also, I used to smoke. I did used to smoke, but I gave up in about 2009 or something. I gave up then. I just woke up one morning and said, right, I'm not going to have a cigarette this morning. I'm going to see if I can go till no breakfast, all the way from a breakfast without a cigarette. And I did it. And then I was dropped my kids off at school, because they were at school then. And when I came home, first thing I used to do would go and have a fag in the kitchen. And I thought, I'll see if I can do without that. And then I'll see if I can go through lunch, and then I'll see if I can go through the afternoon, and then I'll see if I can go through the evening. And it went on till I did the whole day. And then I thought, well, I now have done one day, I'll do another day. And it just kept on going like that. Right, here we are. Oh, hi, Countess, how are you? There is so many I could take all evening. Why do it? Fine, that's fine. There have been more positive Goth and alternative representation in children's film and TV in the last 3 years. In the Hotel Transylvania films, the normie fell in love with the Goth girl. That's good. That's right, a UV torch. Can you remember your first record you bought, Jenny? Yeah, I can. But now they thought I should... Right, so I'll answer that one first. The first record I ever bought was nothing Goth at all. It was The Land of Make Believe by Bucks Fizz. It was the first single I ever bought. So you can all laugh at me now if you like. I love that song. Right. So Susanna, but no, they thought I should steal a coat because of the way I looked. It's ended I actually bought it. It was the mainstream ones that tried nick expensive jackets. So you got accused of stealing or trying to steal a coat because you were looking at it? People treating Goth girls like sex objects is really annoying as well. Who think we are easy. Yes. Well, I did say, someone said that in with our comments that, hold on. We are all sex mad and sexually available and adventurous, someone put. So yes. But that girl going around in her bra and pants is sending up the wrong signals there. She's making herself look like she's sex mad. Just waking up and having a coffee. Later we'll be doing a deep floor cleaning. Wow, that's exciting. So yeah, you got, Susanna, you got accused of trying to steal a coat because you were looking at it. So I just said that as well, that I was in a shop recently in the last few days and I was being followed around. I can't even remember where I was, but in the last week or so I've been in a shop in Lowestoft and I've been followed. I know where it was, I remember now. It was Superdrug in Lowestoft. I was being followed. I was looking for white foundation, white powder and black eyeshadow, and I was being followed up the aisle by someone who was pretending to stock the shelves because she thought I was trying to nick stuff. And I was actually making a video at the time about Goth makeup shopping on a budget, and I said it down the camera, I'm being followed because I'm a Goth and I'm looking at stuff and I'm putting it back. I am being followed. People pulling my hair to in public to see if it was stuck on my head. Excuse me. I had synthetic braids. Ah, right. People actually pulled your hair in public. So you are in Sweden, aren't you? Is that when you were in Sweden at the time? So we're obviously coming up with a really good subject here about I think it's ingrained into children at a very young age that the person wearing black is bad, because they watch all these children's programs and Disney films where the baddie is wearing black, and I think that is why some people grow up with the thought that the Goths are bad news. Yeah. Hi Daniel. Superdrug can be a bit tight when it comes to security. They get the wrong impression of us. Well, she certainly got the wrong impression of me. Yes, it's all happened in my town with the hair and the coat. The third thing was in another town in the south. What was the third thing? So are there many Goths where you live then, Susanna, or is that, or you are the only one? Scroll up for the third. Okay. Right, hold on. Oh, I've obviously missed that somewhere. Oh well. Scrolling and scrolling. We were many in those years in the 2000s. Okay. So what do you think about steampunk and goth? Because I know we have a steampunk on here right now, and I don't think that the two are like each other at all. We've already had a bit of a discussion on this. I get accused of being a steampunk, and I'm sure that steampunks get accused of being goth, when the two aren't the same at all. Things have changed since the 2000s. People were more judgmental of us. So do you think as well that the Sophie Lancaster Foundation have done a good job of making everybody realise that we are just human, we're just the same as everybody else? So I suppose you could call this video a deep dive into misconceptions of Goth. There is still too much of those stuff. Yes. What? Too much of what? Steampunks or misconceptions? What's the time? 5 o'clock. Steampunks from Lincoln thinks Goths are our dark cousins and we love them. Ah, that's good. I have to go there then. Here it depends. Oh my goodness. Here it depends on who you encounter. Luckily, there's people who see it as something everyday type of thing. Then there's others, normally the Cray or Kim Kardashian complex, who are clueless. Right? Golf shops in the early 2000s used to get a lot of people going in and taking the mick and not buying anything. Right? I think people need to leave us alone. I like seeing the steampunk stuff and how inventive they can be. So I have a friend who has a goth shop in Norwich, and she has on a daily basis people going in, calling her names and laughing at her, saying, oh, it's funeral clothing and things like that. And sometimes she does posts on Facebook about what has been said in this shop today. So she gets it all the time. Education is important. Yes, yeah. Yeah, the more that we make people aware that we are ordinary, normal people, the better. Some good goth shops in Norwich. Yeah, if you look in my channel, there is a video of a goth walking tour of Norwich. If you look in my channel, unless you drive a stream chain, how can you call yourself a steampunk, right? So, are there any steampunks on here to answer that one? Why are people so cruel? Because the world is anonymous. Facebook is anonymous. It can be, and so is YouTube, really, and Instagram is completely anonymous. You don't have to join it as your real name, and if you have a nickname or not your real name on there, you can say what you want. If your photo isn't on there, no one knows who you are, what you've said to anybody, so you can get away with saying anything you like. I know a couple that went steampunk. What, they were originally goth and went steampunk? Oh, right. They were originally goth and then they went steampunk. Steampunk festivals have a lot of inventions. I've seen it on YouTube. They have a steampunk festival at Whitby as well, don't they? Robert, isn't that like saying you were a goth and not listen to the music? For me, people can be steampunk if they love those things and to be creative. Steampunk music isn't my cup of tea, but yeah, their music is interesting. I don't think I've ever heard a steampunk track at all. I think K could be steampunk. Who's K is? Could be steampunk, but you can't do it every day. It's a dress up thing, I think. Yes. It would probably be very difficult to do steampunk every single day. But you can do goth every single day. God, I'm trying to do this up. People I know. It's better. We're falling out. The people I know do gigs, and one is now mixing 60s fashion with steampunk. Right, that's an interesting one. Good point, Jenny. It's very rare to see steampunk here. Ever since the steampunk shop closed, the fashion has vanished, except during events. I didn't even know they had steampunk shops. Oh dear. Maybe I'm a bit behind the times here. Whitby Goth Weekend used to have some steampunk bands, but it's not my thing, right? I don't think I've ever heard a steampunk song, ever. I'm going to Google it. Hold on. So, are you still here, Marina? Tell us some steampunk bands. There. Never seen a steampunk band. Who are the steampunk bands? Okay. Prominent steampunk bands known for Victorian era aesthetics and industrial folk cabaret sounds include Abney Park, Steam Powered Giraffe, The Cog is Dead, and Professor Elemental. Other notable acts include Frenchie and the Punk, Capellius, The Man That Will Not Be Blamed for Nothing, and On Woman. Never heard of them. Have you ever heard of them? Steampunks are not all into time travel. I think you have to prove that time travel exists before you can do it. We have the right to dress the way we want. Exactly that, yes. Some steampunk bands like the Tiger Lilies, and The Man Will Be Blamed for Nothing. That's just come up. The Men That Will Not Be Blamed for Nothing. Right. Now that I've been out as a steampunk, I've got plenty to say if you want me to. Right, okay, go on. What sort of doll sing? Okay. No, but I like the name Coffee is Dead, though. Right. I lived steampunk at... Oh, wait a minute. BJD's farm. If we want others to accept us, we should accept those into steampunk too. We now assume things to just show how easy it is to start talk that way. I lived steampunk at Lincoln. You should do it again, Marina. You should do steampunk in your shop. I've never heard of any of these bands. Ever. There you go. It's something jointed dolls. That BJD. Yeah, ball jointed dolls. I met a steampunk once at Whitby Goth weekend and he had so many goggles. What is BJD? Ball jointed dolls. Cybergoths have goggles too. Oh yes, they do, yeah. And I have a friend who's a cybergoth as well. Yep. I like the Victorian era, so dressed like it and acted like it, lived it completely. So you had all Victorian stuff as well in your house. Cybergoths also like gas masks. Life size or small. Oh, the dolls, yeah. There's about 3 different conversations going on at once here. Right, I'm just going to turn that light off over there because that is glaring in my face and giving me a bit of a headache. I'll be back in 30 seconds. That's better. There we go. Oh, that's much better. Right. Okay, thanks, Sing Collectible, no doubt. I've seen French and Punk. I've seen French and the Punk, nice people. Oh, right, is that band, yeah? Nothing against anyone who's steampunk. To me, as long as people are respectable, I'm respectable back. If people are rude, I ignore them. Yep. I do love the creativity of steampunks. The steampunks have. They don't copy as much as much exactly the same style like some goth influencers do with their modern trad goth look. Totally customizable. So right, Countess. Yep. Yeah. Well, my motto is, as long as you're not hurting anybody, what's it got to do with anybody else? What anybody looks like or what anybody dresses like. As long as you're not hurting anybody, do what you like. Yeah? Well, this is going to be interesting. My Victorian house at Lincoln was fabulous. Well, you've got a fabulous house now. My favourite entertainers are Professor Elemental and Gregorian chant. Our local church would do steampunk services occasionally. Okay. So you need to make a video all about that, Marina. And if you haven't looked yet, Marina has a channel on YouTube. Marina runs a really lovely little shop, literally something like 12 foot by 12 foot in this town. And she has a YouTube channel, which you should go and look at when I've finished on here. And she makes a video every single day. Sherlock, I like welding and plumbing, so could put an outfit together. Yeah, I like them. Some of them have like little bottles with some green liquid or something hanging off their belts. They're quite interesting to see. I love Marina's happy videos. There you go. Thanks for the recommendation. That's okay. Yeah, Marina has a haberdashery shop, and it's literally 15 minutes walk from here, and it's about 12 foot by 12 foot. You couldn't swing a cat in there, but she has packed it with hundreds and hundreds of really lovely things: fabric, buttons, ribbons, iron-on things. And have you got any iron-on like gothy things, bats, skulls? Any apples by any chance? Any iron-on apples or iron-on wolves? And we're looking for an iron-on apple and an iron-on wolf. Have you got one? If I was alien, I would definitive move, avoid Mother Earth. What planet would you live on? Oh, I know what I was going to tell you, Marina. Might as well say that here now. In the free bookshop today, they had loads and loads of books about cross-stitch and embroidery and knitting in a big pile right by the door. You can take them. They are free. When next in Lowestoft, I'll pop in the shop for a coffee or get you one. Ooh, there you go. You're gonna get a visit. Not here, it's too crazy. I have to be Normcore at Lowestoft mixed with a bit of Grandmacore. I'll look for patches now. Yeah, I need an apple and a wolf. I agree, Stanley, which is probably, we haven't seen any aliens visiting yet. They probably have seen what's going on with their technology and are like, hell no. Yep. Yeah, well, who would want to come and land on this planet and take it over? Yeah, in the free bookshop in the town, they've got loads and loads of books about knitting, crochet, embroidery, cross stitch, everything in there. They must be more smarter than us for sure. I wonder what aliens like to do for fun. Hi, Star. Right, we have Queen Goth in the building. So have you ever had anybody in public or on social media say that you're a witch or a demon, or that you are depressed, or that you're ill? Have you ever had any of that, Star? This is what we're talking about now. I'm fine, thank you, Star. How are you? Always I wear horns. Right? Okay. So you go out in your finery makeup all the time, don't you? Every time you go out. So do you get nasty comments at all? You must do, because I get them, and I don't go out in as much makeup as you. We need to be there for each other. Aliens are not visiting us because Earth is terrible for tourism. Oh, you get it all the time. Oh, that's interesting. None when I am out. Oh, well, that's interesting as well. Knowing me, if ever aliens visited and decided to become citizens of Earth and coexist with us, I might end up dating one, because they think they'd be more polite and fun. Well, I think I might have dated a few aliens in the past time. At least no problem with Jehovah's Witnesses. When they knock on the door, they look and say it's too late. Right? So, going back to Star, it's quite interesting that you say that nobody has a go at you when you're out, but you get it all the time on Facebook. It's because, or not on Facebook, on YouTube. It's because it's anonymous. Everybody here has a nickname. Most people haven't got their photo in their profile picture, so they can say whatever they like to anybody, and there's never going to be a comeback. Intergalactic dating, very progressive. A crazy world we live in. Everyone knows me here in Brighton. They don't talk to me. Sometimes I had an older lady jealous of my eyeliner. It feels more personal when it happens out and about. Yeah, so do you think that if you went to somewhere, if you came here, again, Lowestoft, and you walked around in your lovely makeup, I think you might get some comments. I get them, and I went out like this today. I get comments. So that's the one thing I've yet encountered where is a Jehovah's Witness. We do have a church pamphlet people that come to chase you down to give you an invite to the church. I can still hear things, or people refuse walk into a shop that has the same time as me. Oh my God. I won't what? You won't get comments. You won't go out like that, or you won't get comments. So for everybody that's missed the beginning, when I was reading out on my Facebook and my Instagram this week, I've been asking for people to give me their opinions and their experiences of being misconception of Goth. So I've read all of that out, and we've had a discussion about that. So anybody that's missed it, I'm going to be downloading this video onto my phone and then just condensing it into the important parts, and then uploading it again as a separate video on my channel, so you'll be able to see it and then comment again if you wanted to. Next week, the discussion on Wednesday at 4 o'clock it's going to be about people who like to dress up at events like at Whitby and have their photo taken. I've been called not goth because I want to dress up more goth and have my photo taken at Whitby. I've been told I'm not a real goth, and I'm going to be talking about that and getting that out in the open. Where am I up to? Some parts of the UK are just not good for us, like the countryside. People can be a bit more judgmental. It's sad how people judge by a loom. I get the same thing when I'm out. People are very rude. I won't get comments. I'm tall with my boots and I think I'll scare people. Well, that's good. Just go out however you like and don't worry about the comments. That's what I do. When tourist season is going on, I must be a tourist attraction because people flash photos of me without consent. Sometimes they get as close and almost face bash me with their camera. So how do you feel about that? Do you mind having your photo taken? Or do you think it's a violation of your privacy? So part of the weekend of Whitby for me is all about dressing up and having loads of pictures taken. And I was counting it last year, and it was something like 53 photos I had taken of me. Various different photographers and people, just like people with their cameras. And I didn't mind it. You know, I quite liked it. So if you look at all the photos of last year's April Whitby Goth weekend, there's loads of me in there. I get people ask me all the time, what if they can take a picture? Oh my goth, must be a lot non-goths in at Whitby at the Meraluna Festival, because so many love to be up dressed and have their photos taken, as long as people ask first and do it respectfully. Yep. Well, if people don't like what they see, they don't need to look. I mean, exactly that as well. Yep. So I'm running the photo call event at the April Whitby Goth weekend this year on the Friday, Saturday and Sunday, 10 o'clock under the whalebones if you're going. And I put a post on Facebook about it, and I've had so many nasty comments about how I'm not goth because we're going to stand and have our pictures taken. So I'm just kind of going to, next week, I'm going to open up this can of worms and talk about it and get it out in the open, discuss the whole thing. To me, I feel if they ask permission, it's okay. But to intrude on personal space for a trophy photo, I don't care, but I hate it when they are rude about it. Don't listen to them, Jenny, they are jealous. Oh, exactly that, they're jealous. I put myself forward to the organisers and I said, I'm also a goth event organiser, but I'm nowhere near Whitby, but do you need any help? And they said, yes, we do. We need somebody to run this in the morning. So I said, yes, I'll do it. So for doing that, they are going to write an article in the newsletter about my channel, and I'm allowed to post about my channel on a Facebook group as well, which other YouTubers aren't. They are very jealous. Love your profile, Ghostface. Oh yeah, I can only just see that. It's very small. The Tomorrow's Ghost says the bands, but Whitby Goth weekend and lots of photography. I bet if they were in Whitby, they'd love to have their photos taken. Probably, yes. I'm going to be at the October one as well, but I'm not going to start getting excited about that now before I've been to the April one. So I am going to the October one, and I'm going to be working at that one as well, doing something else. So there'll be a video of that in my channel as well. For some reason, a few times, only 2 or 3 times, people said I'm a racist for the way I look, which makes no sense. Some idiot said my mohawk was racist, and I said it's an afro. Thank you, Star Raven. So why is a mohawk racist for a start? And the Native American Indian hair hairstyle, wasn't it, originally? So surely you're carrying on that and showing respect to the Native Americans? Or am I wrong? Some people kind to dress their pets up for Whitby. Oh yeah, I've seen that as well. I think I took a photo of a dog dressed up as a bat last time. Because the idiot claimed it's an afro. Oh, right. Oh, dear. Just laugh at him. I had someone having a go at me on my business on my business Instagram this morning. Because I used AI to design a poster for one of my events. She thinks I should pay an artist hundreds of pounds of money so that I can use so that I can advertise my events. And I said I want to keep the costs down so that I don't have to charge the stall holder loads of money, because it's about them making money. If I've got to pay an artist, then the stall fee is going up. Vampire dog costumes. Yes, I think that was what it had. My French bulldog would make a good bat. I saw a pram with a dog in it. Oh yes, yeah. Or I did laugh at them. I said it was the most stupid racist accusation I've heard. Yeah. So, if anybody's ever called you a name in public, like a devil worshipper or a witch, have you answered back? Have you ever answered back, or have you just ignored them and carried on? So this has been a really good discussion. It's been a very lively discussion, I must say. Sometimes I've said thanks with a pretty smile. Ah, that's a good idea. Now you look like a witch. Oh wow, thank you. I'm so happy about that. The dog needed its own pram and vampire costume. I've ignored them because the only time I recall I was called a devil worshipper was the woman was known to be crazy. Goth paparazzi take photos of your brown eye. Okay. Well, I've got Louis Grey coloured eyes. And I've got eye like Madeleine McGann with a brown bit in it. So I can't remember whether it was my left eye or my right eye now. I've got a brown streak in it like Madeleine McGann. So do you think I could be her? No, I was alive when she went missing. Do you think it's wrong? Wrong, I think you mean. Wrong to bring kids to Whitby if there's going to be photographers. I think as long as their parents are with them and they don't mind, they're not going to be taking a picture of them in like an iffy looking pose. They're just in an outfit and they've got their parents with them and they're happy to have their picture taken. I think that's fine. But if it's a photographer that's going round just looking for pictures to take pictures of children, then maybe that's a bit iffy. Yeah, if they're taking pictures of everybody and there happens to be a child in an outfit as well and their parents don't mind, I think that's fine. But if they're just taking pictures of children, maybe not. Yeah, I know you meant wrong. Yeah. Robert, is it wrong to take kids anywhere where photos can be taken? Could be the beach, the amusement park, anywhere. Yes. I'm really conscious of it. Like if I'm doing a video in public, I try not to go to events that have got lots of children in. So I went to like a sci-fi event and I thought I could make a video about that. But then when I got there, there was loads and loads of children. I thought I can't really video this. There's too many children around and I'm going to get shouted at for videoing people's children. And then the other day I walked down Yarmouth seafront and I went into the fun fair and there was loads of children on rides and I thought, no, I better get out of here because I'm going to get accused of, you know, being a bit weird videoing people's children. So I am really conscious of it. So if there's a video and, you know, a child walks by or something, that's different. But if I'm intentionally videoing children, and that's wrong. So that's the same as in Whitby, really. If you go to Whitby, you can take lots of people dressed in alternative style. You would never do this in Camden. I think, well, I don't know. There's them punks in Camden who sit around asking you to take pictures of them. I think as long as the photographers are respectful, if you say no, then they need to respect that. Yes? Yes, there was a few times at Whitby last year when I was doing a video that I said, is it all right if I just do a 5-second clip of you for my YouTube video? And they were going, no, no. And I was saying, oh, that's fine. Yeah. So there are a few people who don't like having their picture taken, which is why I've put a designated time under the whale bones at 10. But there's also loads of photographers at the bottom of the stairs, at the steps and at the top of the steps and in different places by the bridge and that. I go up to them and go, take my picture. So I'm not bothered. Agree, Jenny. Depends on their reason and how they take the pictures. Yeah. What I mean is when it comes to Camden for punk guy wants to charge you money for the pictures. You can't just take the pictures of Gothic people in Camden. But they're not always dressed up in their biggest Gothic finery. I mean, I'm going in my most gothy clothes. Not in this. You know, got special clothes just for Whitby and then that's fine. Yeah. No, you wouldn't take pictures in Camden. Well, I have actually had somebody ask to take my picture in Camden before, just once. Got a super Slipknot hoodie yesterday. All right. I've heard some bad things about that punk guy. Oh, have you? Oh dear. What have you heard about him? Yes, Zombie Punk has been accused of being a bad person. Oh, right. I didn't know that. Does anybody know who does YouTube? Can you YouTube that? Can you live stream that way, horizontally, or does it always have to be that way? What do you think? Are you allowed to do that? Because that would make a. If I'm going to edit it down into another video, it would be better if it was that way, wouldn't it? Than that way. I've definitely been to Camden and not seen Zombie Punk. I think he gets in trouble quite a bit. I'm going to Google him. Hold on. He was there last time I went, which was in May. He was there then. Cradle of Filth. Zombie Punk Camden. Right. Anderson Garcia Rodriguez, that's his real name, known as Zombie Punk, is a renowned, heavily tattooed street performer and Camden Town fixture who frequently poses for photos near the Lockside Bridge, often holding "Help a Punk Get Drunk" sign. Is considered at a time controversial modern tourist attraction representing the area's punk subculture. Oh, I heard it's possible. I don't know how though. I think it depends on what device you're using. All right. Okay, I'll have to see whether it's any good. I think they talked about that type of stream. I'm not sure when it'll be available from which channels. So back to Zombie Punk. Features extensive modifications including 75 plus tattoos, facial piercings, a split tongue and one eye tattooed black. I bet that hurt, didn't it? A Brazilian native who moved to the UK to escape discrimination, finding a home in the Camden alternative scene, charges £1 for small amounts of photos, which has generated debate about whether he is a tourist attraction or a public nuisance. While some visitors find him colourful, energetic, part of the experience, others have filed complaints regarding his behaviour, leading to past police dispersal orders. There you go. Oh, he's got an Instagram page, Zombie Punk, if you want to follow him on Instagram. There's some more about him here. People used to go to London just to see the punks. I had to change outfits. Someone tampered with the heat room and they haven't fixed it like a sauna in it always. And what gets into our unit? The heat gets in our unit. Sounds like a drunk pub. Pain in the arse. He's been accused of harassing people and being transphobic. Right? Rodriguez is an asylum seeker who fled Brazil because of ongoing issues with the government, which meant he had to come to the UK to make a new start and become the person he's always dreamed of being. I don't work, I don't get benefits, and I don't want English money. The money I earn at Camden Bridge isn't English money, as some people tell me. It's money from tourists that support me and the punks. Because of his status, Zombie Punk earns his money by charging for photos and now lives with a friend rent-free who supports him. Rodriguez sees Camden as his second home and unfortunately cannot return to Brazil due to his own personal beliefs about the president. There you go. Right. Look at a video of Skinhead giving him a punch, right? Okay. Beer money more like. I thought he got English money for the photos. Well, I think what he's trying to say is the locals don't pay him for a photo. The people visiting Camden pay him for a photo because it's a tourist attraction. And some of them are from foreign countries, so therefore it's money coming from foreign countries into the UK. He's a tourist attraction. Yep. I mean, if you lived in Camden and you saw him every day, you wouldn't want to keep having a picture taken with him. I think I've had a picture taken with him before. I think he shouted out Goth or something like that when I walked by once. Tourists that don't know about him. Yes, yeah. Yes, no one from the UK supports him. Okay. I'll have to look it up. I don't know what he's been done for. Harassment, you say. He did shout at me last time I went there, and he shouted Goth. I'm sure it sounded like he shouted Goth when I went there last time. Because I was in Camden, I was going to see the Sisters of Mercy, and I was in level 3 Goth, which is what we spoke about earlier. Ooh, got a new person. Hi, doll. Hi there. You've been watching my videos and commenting, and you want to. This person wants me to do a video about my rings. Here they are. Look. I don't know whether they're that interesting, to be honest, but maybe I will. There's nothing very interesting about these rings. Maybe that one. That was my nan's. But apart from that, nothing interesting about my rings. Oh. That went off then. Are you still here? You're a ring girly. Oh, right. Okay. I like rings, yes. And I had more than this, but I lost a lot of weight and they kept falling off my fingers. So I've got rid of a lot of them. I had a ring on every single finger, at least some of them even had 2 rings on each finger, and even on my thumb as well. But I had to get rid of them, a lot of them, because they were too big. Are you all still here? Can you tell me if you're still here or not? Because the internet just went off and then came back. Oh. Harassment allegations. Reports suggested he has targeted young women with inappropriate comments and gestures, leading to petitions to ban him from the area. Oh, right. I usually only wear 2 rings. One is my ankh. I've been since beginning of 2000. Still here, still here. Oh, good. That's good. Yay. I think my internet went off a bit or something. Or perhaps it went off because I was on exactly the 2-hour mark, which is up there. Right then. Could be a glitch. I have 8 rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 10 rings on at the moment. But at one point, recently, I was wearing 15 rings at once. But they kept falling off. I've recently had this one. Can you see it? I've recently had that one mended. The stone fell out, and this is an antique ring. And I got one of my crafters from my events to make me another stone to put in it. I have more rings, even those I have made myself. But I think they are in the way and get stuck on things. Yeah, I try not to wear ones that are sticking out too far because they get caught on everything. I only wear rings if I'm going out. Dang, that's a lot of rings. I have 50 rings. Wow. But on your finger. Wait, have I got that right? Yeah. You're wearing 50 rings on your fingers. Yeah? You haven't got a Prince Albert piercing. Definitely not. I've got an alien ring. Alright. Oh, in your collection. I thought you meant you were going around like with... Can't move your fingers because you've got so many rings on. So if you like jewellery and vintage and, you know, thrifting for jewellery, there's another video in my channel called mystery jewellery jar, and I bought a jewellery jar off Vinted and then opened it right sitting right here and showed you everything I got in it. I only wear 2 or 4. Oh, right. So did I meet you at the Morris dancing event in Halesworth when I was filming that? Are you one of the people I met there? That piercing is definitely not for women. No, it sure isn't. I've got a septum piercing. Is that bit? Needing 6. Needing 6 what? I have 2 piercings in my ears. I've got 4 in one of them and 3 in the other. But I only ever put earrings in the first one now. I've got some finger joint rings. Alright. Them ones that bend, you mean? Next door's cat has just started meowing up the window, so my cat is now up the window watching next door's cat. Right. Right, everyone's gone quiet. Oh, I've had ears done in 85 for pirate rings. Are your cat outdoors too? No, my cat is an indoor cat, and but next door's cats all come up to the window to say hello to him. So anyway, I'm going to be going any moment now. So if you are returning to my channel, thank you for coming back. This video will be edited and condensed down into a shorter video with the main points just in it, and then put back onto the main video part of my channel. So thank you for watching if you watched. Thank you for staying here for the whole thing if you did, because it's been 2 hours and 8 minutes so far. And if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. Also, I'm on Instagram, it's Oh My Goth Jenny, and I'm on Facebook as well, Oh My Goth, and I have a group called Oh My Goth, and everybody is welcome to join. Next week we're going to be talking about whether or not it's goth or not to want to have your picture taken in your goth finery. And then on Friday I'm doing coffee and a chat. Mondays is Makeup Monday. So please subscribe to my channel and you'll know when I'm doing all of these things. My video is up in 5 minutes. Oh, okay, I'll have a look at that. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on Friday at 4 o'clock. Bye bye.